As a young child, I spent endless hours playing Monopoly. I played with my friends and family for hours on end. I loved the competitive nature that was fueled by moving through the board, focused but immersed in the game. My childhood friends wanted to become doctors and firefighters, but I never pictured myself in one particular job. All I knew was that I wanted to have good grades and money. Now, sure, this may seem quite selfish, but money plays a very important role in society's current definition of success. And yet, while we see money all around us, we have never been explicitly taught how to manage it. Financial literacy is a powerful tool, so essential for a person's success, yet so hidden at the same time. As I've learned more about the world and myself, I've also begun to learn more about this realm of money. Last summer, I had the wonderful opportunity to participate in a program called More Active Girls in Computing, which partners young girls with women currently working in STEM fields to create a project of the mentee's choice. Through this program, I decided to design and execute a working iOS app. I decided to make a finance tracker to help me keep tabs on my spending and to create an effective budget. This program paved the way for what would later also be a mission of self-discovery and perseverance. Although I was able to learn many new concepts through this program, I was still unaware of how much I did not know. Investing in stocks or mutual funds, buying a property, or even something as ordinary as paying taxes were some of the things that I was completely inexperienced in. With a vast array of media available to me, I learned that there are many successful entrepreneurs, politicians, and people who had been able to rise above financial illiteracy. Unfortunately, I never saw myself in them. As a woman and a minority, I have experienced firsthand the feeling of being clueless and distant from any topic with relation to money. Unfortunately, the lack of economic education is prevalent. In my community, finance is a taboo topic, impermissible, unspeakable, and out of reach. And this culture of silence only breeds misinformation and misconceptions that can easily be prevented, but aren't. According to Business Insider, 16.4% of US schools require a personal finance class, and 76% of millennials don't have basic financial knowledge. Lack of financial knowledge is particularly detrimental to low-income communities, where it can serve to perpetuate the cycle of poverty. The first instinct in many low-income communities is to spend. This is because when money is scarce, you have to use it on basic necessities and don't consider the idea of saving. Not only does financial literacy impact lives economically, but it is stressful to have an undetermined future entirely dependent on when the next paycheck will arrive. As I grow up, I hope to see a community where equity and inclusion are the norm, where money management is not hidden from students and debt is not a trap for them to fall into, but rather an opportunity to create an economically sound community, where people are not afraid to take risks in investments and know the importance of saving. Hope for a new generation of financially aware individuals stems from effective education, which we could all benefit from regardless of socioeconomic status. Schools could be great learning spaces for the management of money. The dangers of avoiding your taxes, of losing your money through ill-conceived investments, and of borrowing money without managing it can become things of the past. Financial literacy would have merit as a standalone class, but it can alternately be woven into the existing coursework. Incorporating money management into a class's curriculum allows students to attain a better grasp of the vast applications of money in the real world. For example, students in science class may not know the cost of conducting a research project, and students in English class may not know the cost of publishing a book. A teacher's mission is impactful because they have the power to shape the face of the world by inspiring their students. As students, and whether or not you receive a financial literacy education at school, you have a responsibility to learn about finance. While this may seem overwhelming, I can assure you that it is never too early or too late to start learning. This might mean using a journal to budget your spending or thinking twice before you purchase the latest trend. Not only will you obtain exposure, but this inquisitive nature is beneficial in showing the desire to learn more and to put in the work to do so. Finally, education starts at home. Parents, while these questions may seem like a nuisance, it is to your benefit to address them early and often. A parent's task is to show interest in these questions and initiate learning with your kids. This might mean having your child sit with you while you pay the bills, or making transparent your purchase decisions, and even acknowledging that you don't have to spend more than what you have. All of this plays into a larger lesson, that being smart with money is absolutely crucial. Money management is important for everyone because of the way that the economy is interconnected. Our participation in the economy is based upon our individual finance decisions. Collectively, these decisions dictate the success or suffering of a community as a whole. Over the last decade, especially thanks to the internet, we've seen lots of various viral social movements, such as Me Too, Black Lives Matter, and even the infamous Ice Bucket Challenge. Financial literacy doesn't yet have a slogan or Twitter following, and lives are not necessarily directly or immediately at stake, but it should be a bigger part of the equity conversation that our world has been having more of. Like every other piece of that conversation, any good discussion and progress is facilitated by a community committed to education. And so, it is time to invest in inclusion. Thank you.